FDR had an eye for spotting raw political talent, including a young congressman from Texas.
FDR was a mentor toward Lyndon Johnson. He looked at FDR as his daddy. He would say, he's my political daddy. And so he became, for FDR even, a symbol of that next generation. FDR once said, he's what I might have been if I hadn't gone to those privileged schools. He saw him as this really energetic, outgoing, charming young guy. That's what he was like in his 20s and his early 30s.
Johnson came of age in a rural Texas that time had forgot. As he later said, poverty was so common we didn't know it had a name. His parents pushed him to succeed and stung him when he failed.
His mother expected so much from him. If he didn't do well in school, he would come home and she would pretend he had died. She wouldn't even talk to him.
As Kennedy's vice president, Johnson was treated as an outcast, the crazy relative at the family dinner. His political career seemed all but over.
I solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States.
When Kennedy was killed, LBJ was seen as a usurper, a pretender to the throne.
LBJ realized right away that because Texas was the place where the murder had happened, and then as it turned out, the murder of the murderer had happened, that he was not going to be seen as a legitimate president, that he hadn't won the presidency in his own right. So he knew he had to somehow establish that.
5 days after taking office, LBJ addressed a joint session of Congress and a skeptical nation.
This nation has experienced a profound shock. And in this critical moment, it is our duty, yours and mine, as the government of the United States, to do away with uncertainty and doubt and delay, and to show that we are capable of decisive action.
That night, Johnson turned crisis into opportunity. In his words, "History books taught me that martyrs have to die for a cause. John Kennedy had died, but his cause was not clear. That was my job." Since the Civil War, Southern blacks had lived segregated lives, separate and unequal, banned from white buses, bathrooms, and hotels. LBJ was determined to change all that.
No memorial oration or eulogy could more eloquently honor President Kennedy's memory than the earliest possible passage of the Civil Rights Bill for which he fought so long.
And he took a real risk by going for civil rights. I mean, that's where I think he deserves the credit, because had it failed, then he would have had a failed presidency, and the chances of winning the presidency on his own right would have been much diminished. But he took that shot, and he made it work.
Now, in this summer of 1964, the Civil Rights Bill is the law of the land. In the words of the President, it restricts no one's freedom so long as he respects the rights of others.